Bruchim Abayim, welcome everyone to a special edition of All Parsha on Parshas V'zois Habracha, the Ben La'ashri, the Tzaddik of Ranana. On Parshas V'zois Habracha, the Tzaddik of Ranana, Rabbi Yitzchak HaKohen Huberman, offers a haftacha that anyone who says over his Divrei Torah in his name, he will pray for you, Ba'olam Hazeh, U'Ba'olam Haba. He brings on the first pasuk, V'zois Habracha Asher Beirach Moshe, that it is Rashi Tevois, Oy Havim. I have aim. This is the diuk of Malay Ha'omer, Reb Aryeh Leib Tzins. I have aim. Moshe Rabbeinu loved them. That's why he gave them a bracha. However, the Tzaddik Ranana adds, it's Soifei Tevois Takir. You should recognize. V'zois ends in a taf, Beirach ends in a chaf, Habracha Moshe ends in a hey, that's like a yud, and the word Asher ends in a resh. Takir, they should recognize. What should they recognize? Moshe Rabbeinu gave them 147 klalais in Parshas B'chukaisai and Parshas Kisavai. 98 in Kisavai, 49 in B'chukaisai. A total of 147. And what is Mavatal that? The 147 years of the life of Yaakov Avinu, who is Mahapechet from Klala Labracha. Klalais are the Midas Hadin, what we call Tashrak, Aleph Beis Lamafreya. Yaakov Avinu, Yisrael, is a lashon of Yashar, Yeshurun, straight. The Aleph Beis B'yoisher. The Zohar teaches us that Yaakov on the outside and Moshe on the inside. Yaakov on the outside, Moshe on the inside. And in order to recognize this, he gave them a bracha now, from true love, and he wanted them to recognize that the life of Yaakov Avinu, who's closely associated with Moshe, Yaakov on the outside, he will be mevatel these klalois, and that is why the Soifei Tevois are gematria takir. Asher Beirach Moshe, offering number 2. The gematria of these words, Asher Beirach Moshe, is Haker Shoiresh Gam, to recognize the root Gam, 43. This is based on the great teaching of Reb Tzvi Hersh of Zidichov, that the Hamtakas Hadinim, the sweetening of the Midas Hadin, is when you take the Shem Elohim, which is 86, and you split it in half and you make it 43. The remez to this is Peleg Elohim Male Mayim. When you split Elohim, half of Elohim, 43, is full of water. This was the great revelation of Moshe. Asher Beirach Moshe. Recognize Haker Shoiresh Gam. Recognize the root of Gam. The root of Midas Hadin is Gam, 43. If we could humbly add, it would come out very beautiful that Shiras Hazinu, the total number of Sukkim in Hazinu, is also Gam, 43, indicating the Hamtakas Hadinim. Offering number 3. Ish Ho'elokim es B'nei Yisrael Lefnei Mosai. The gematria of these words, is Al Yidei Habrachos Yasigu K'tzei Hashlemos. Through the brachos, they achieved some shlemos. The explanation of that is based on the Rambam. The Rambam tells us in the Parsha Mishnayos, how could it be the Torah offers so many promises of bracha to those who keep the mitzvahs, but schar b'hayal maleka? And the Rambam says that the blessings are not reward, but it just allows you to continue a person's service of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It enables the service of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, the gematria of these words is through the brachos you'll achieve some shleimus. Okay, we move on. Offering number 4 on the pasuk Torah tziva lanu Moshe moirasha. The Torah is like an inheritance. An inheritance goes to a ben, to a son. So too, somebody who wants to be zoichet to the keser of Torah, he has to act b'derech hayashar, what is worthy of being a son of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. One who acts like a son of HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be worthy of knowing and understanding the Torah. Furthermore, the Ben La'ashri, in offering number 5, says in the pasuk Torah tziva lanu Moshe moirasha kilas Yaakov. So the Torah is saying that Limud Torah is a moirasha, an inheritance. While in Pirkei Avos, in Parak Beis, the pasuk says, "Hasekein atzmacha lomay Torah." Prepare yourself to learn Torah. She'ena Yerushalach, because Torah is not an inheritance. That's the opposite of what the Torah is writing. Here, the Torah is writing moirasha kihilas Yaakov, and the Ben Ashri goes on to give a lengthy exposition of when the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah asks a steer on the opening parak of Tehillim. First, the pasuk says, Hashem cheftzai. His desire is only the Torah of Hashem. And then afterwards it says, Uvesoirasoi yege yomam v'layla. And in his Torah he dwells day and night. And the Gemara says, before one learns Torah, it's the Torah of Hashem. After one learns Torah, it becomes his Torah. The Ben Lashri explains that doesn't just mean after you learn Torah it becomes your Torah. After all, it's still Hashem's Torah. But rather, it's referring to the Chidushay Torah. When one is Mechadesh in Torah, then it becomes his Torah. Like Chazal say that when Moshe Rabbeinu went upstairs, he went up to the Shamayim, he found Hashem was sitting and learning, and he was teaching the laws of Paraduma, and my son Eliezer says in Agola, a bas shtai, an agala is 2 years old, a parah is 3 years old. And Moshe says to Hashem, the whole world is yours, and you're saying a halach in the name of Asar Adam. And Hashem responded, a tzaddik is destined to come out from my world. His name is Eliezer. And Moshe said, halavai, he should come from me. That's what the pasuk means, v'shem ha'echad Eliezer. So we see that a chiddush that Rabbi Lezer said after many generations, Hashem said in his name. Which means that a Jew has a special connection to Torah through their Chidushay Torah. And since there's a concept that Yisrael by Raisa v'Kudsha Brichu Chad, just like God is Mechadesh in Torah, a Jew has the capacity to be Mechadesh in Torah. That's why when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Shamayim and he went to the yeshiva Rabbi Akiva, he could not understand what Rabbi Akiva was saying, because this was the special chidush of Rabbi Akiva. This is what it means. Haskein atzmacha lomay Torah, prepare yourself to learn Torah, because it's not your Yerusha. Yeah, Torah is a Mayrasha, but that's your chelek of Torah. But now you need to go learn other people's chelek of Torah. So prepare yourself to learn Torah, because it's not your Yerusha, it's his Yerusha. Don't say, what new things can he tell me? Sometimes you could find a diamond by an ani, and therefore it doesn't say Kihila Mayrasha Kihilas Yisrael. It says Mayrasha Kihilas Yaakov. Even lowly people can have their own chelek and connection to Chidushay Torah. And then the Ben Ashri says on the pasuk, "Vayihi bishurun melech behisasef rasheim." Vayihi is a lashon of tsar. What's the tsar bishurun? Ben Ashri notes the phenomenon that every Talmud Chacham has opposition. Any Talmud Chacham who occupies a position of Rabbanos has opposition. Young people say, "Why do we need an old Rav? He doesn't understand what's happening in the world. He's just being strict with us." Average people say, this rabbi, he needs to be more worldly. He needs to be understanding of what's going on in the world. The progressive people say, we need a politician. The old people say, we need a chassid. We need somebody who's completely separated from the affairs of this world. That's why Klal Yisrael is called Yeshurun. The Ben Lashri says they're mabit, they're gazing intently, scrutinizing their leaders. And therefore, Vayihi, it's a lashon of tsar. What's the tsar? Bishurun, it's a tsar when the Rav is being scrutinized by those gazing at him. When does that happen? Melech. Who are the kings? Rabbanim. Vayihi, it's a lashon of tsar. Bishurun melech, when the people scrutinize their Rabbanim. So somebody who is a Rav, you know what we say to them? Vayehi, it is a woe to you, because it's almost impossible to pass and to overcome the scrutiny of those analyzing the worthiness of a respective Rav. Okay, these are some thoughts of the Ben Lashri on Parshas V'Zos Habracha. Be'ezus Hashem, we hope to continue and start the new Chelek, the new Seder of Parshas with Parshas next week, Be'ezus Hashem. Please join us. Wishing everyone a wonderful Yom Tif, Chag Kosher V'Sameach, and looking forward to joining with you for the beginning of Parshas, Be'ezus Hashem Yisbarach.